I've just worked out, checked my watch, and walking from home, it's just taken me 5 minutes to get into this trail. Just 5 minutes. It's about 20 past 4. This is normally the time I go for a run, but got a runner coming at the back here. Yes. Hello. Hello. I'll start talking now. Yeah, in the old days there never used to be a single hiker or runner on this piece of trail. But it's not a surprise to me. 20 years plus later, I think people just didn't know about it. It's so close to the neighborhood. We're going to go off it and do a bit of a circle route. Anyway, what I was going to say is that this is normally the time that I go for a run. In the past couple of weeks I've been going for a little bit of a run in the afternoon at about 4 o'clock, somewhere around there. But I'm short of electrolytes, and I realized that the day before, Sunday. Today's Tuesday, Sunday, when we went to do George Peak. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Less than 10 minutes from home. When we went to do George Peak, we actually were planning on doing Craddock Peak, but I had to let her down a little bit by the time we got to the saddle, and I said to her, for me to say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do Craddock Peak. Must be something short in me. Every 20 meters I had to stop, take a breath, and I've had a runny tummy for about a week now. Hi guys, hello, hello. Just don't go over me, just entitled to this as you are, buddy. Yeah, cyclists too. We've got a club that does a lot of good work. It's called the Hillbillies Club, cycling club. It's really only thanks to them. There's one or two places they've opened up a bit. So it's not all bad news. It's not like they're taking over the whole place. Pros and cons to what they've done in the mountain. A little bit of maintenance as well. In 15 or 20 years ago, there weren't any cyclists in the mountain. So anyway, I'll record just now again. Point is, I was going to go jogging in normal circumstances. I'd go running in the street now. I would be doing a street run, then crisscrossing some street down towards the bottom, crossing the same ones back up again, and getting my exercise from that, and get the blood pumping a bit. But I don't know if I'm up to that. I've got some stomach cramps, so I thought I'll go and do a walk, and why not come and make it up here, and I'll measure it afterwards and see what the distance ends up being like. It's better than nothing. So this piece of forest goes on for a short while still. Then it's going to be the railway. We're going to cross it, and a bit of a steep uphill starts into a pine forest, and from there on it's going to be open. fairly open on the left with lots and lots of ferns, and you'll see just now. Bit of a climb starts, which is one thing that makes this walking different from my jogging route. Jogging route doesn't climb much. It's fairly level in the streets, fairly level, not completely, compared to this. So I might not be running in the streets, but this is different. And just trying to motivate myself. Got this piece, and then some pine forest coming up further towards the top. And once we're out of the pine forest, we'll be at the highest point of the route. This one can turn left if one wanted to and end up going all the way to an area called Witfontein. Translated stands for White Fountain. Like an off-road that leads for about 6 kilometers. But we're going into here and up and up. And up and up and up. I'm going to record something else here. I really like seeing this when it's basically only the raining season hasn't even really started properly. And the mountain is saturated enough still for little streams like that to run over the road. Mountain's got to be saturated for a little bit of rain to be able to do that. If this mountain was dry, these 5, 7, maybe 10 millimeters we've had would not have caused that water to be running over the road. That I know from experience. We've had dry times where you could have 20 millimeters of rain, you wouldn't hardly see any water running. Just shows how saturated this or how wet this mountain has remained even in the dry season, which is good news. When we were doing George Peak, I was having a good look at our dam from up there, and it's really a surprise at how much water it's still got in it. Now our raining season is about to start, should start. We'll see how much rain we get this winter. Not complaining. In South Africa, you'll notice you will hardly find anybody that complains about rain. There's a guy on YouTube I often watch. He's got his digger, front end loader and tractor, or front end loader and bulldozer, etc., etc. Works in North Carolina. And boy, they get so much rain that I can gather that he constantly complains about it. He says, oh, just cannot believe the amount of rain they've had. I commented once, I said, I wish we could get as much rain as you do. He builds ponds. Every single place has a pond there because there's just no shortage of rain. They've done a lot of work opening up here as a fire break. A lot of work's been done. You can see vehicles have been on this off-road here. Can only be involved with a team that obviously opened up. Great work they've done. So it's got to be working on fire team. We're out of the forest and not far from the highest point. I'm sweating a bit, which is good news. Means I'm getting exercise. And we're gonna head back. Not back, we're gonna get into another foresty part, which is got a bit of growth in it, overgrown by invasive stuff, but still quite spectacular. And you will see a stunning rock formation there. So stay tuned if you're actually watching this. Of course, get to this tricky spot. There's a bit of muddiness. I don't feel like mud today. It's like a bit of diesel or something that's in the water there. Another stream coming up here. I love the smell here. See a small little, some rocks are put on top of each other there with cement, which is obviously broken at a stage. There must have been a reason for it. Could be part of this all here, could have been part of a road coming over here. That's what I think. That is what I think. We've got hundreds, thousands of these red flowers that are coming out since they've opened up all these invasive ferns. These ferns are an absolute invasion, and now these red flowers have got a chance. That's pretty clear from what I've seen here. Maybe take a photo of this whole strip that's been opened. This is a nice wide strip they've opened up. Working on fire team. This was first accessible, then came the fire. About 2.5 years ago, after the fire, totally overgrown with invasive growth, making it totally inaccessible. Then came the cycling club and opened it up again. Thank you very much, guys. And now it's starting to grow over a bit again. Just hope I'm willing to come and help. If I knew when they're going to be here, busy making an effort to keep it open, and I'd be willing to come and assist. Get some great teamwork in it. This was either a quarry of some kind at a stage, clearly, many years ago, or I've heard a story or two of thoughts of building a cement reservoir here. That could also be, I'm talking about here, along this. It's quite deep on the other side here. Might be able to see the fault coming here. This whole section here. But certainly more than 24, 25 years ago. Probably over 50 years ago for all I know. Maybe we'll see a baboon. Maybe we'll see a monkey. Nah, monkeys I think are out of the question. Baboons maybe. Ooh, I've always quite liked this spot. It's actually a pest, but it's a very pretty one. You can just see it strangles anything it grows over. It grows rapidly. I don't know what it's called. Whatever it is, I've got to confess, it's pretty. Lots of purple flowers. Makes for an interesting photo, that's for sure. If it's going to come out, just take a photo here. And without doubt, my favorite part of the walk coming up. Clearly see some other people have walked here. We can have a bit of a cliff on the left hand side. Some autumn leaves at the top here. Looks like a vehicle's driven over through here at this stage here. What on earth would that path be leading into there? Believe it or not, there are two guys living up there in a tent permanently. Or they were. They've moved recently. Towards the top there. Not far from the edge there. I've found their place. I've got to keep shifting the camera to see if there's enough light, because it adjusts the whole time. And there's not much light today. Let me take another photo. We are so close, we may as well go and have a look at this little dam here. Very close. little dam is full. I heard the water running, so I knew there's a chance it's going to be full. Fills up fairly quickly, runs out very quickly. I can bet you less than 24 hours ago it was running over here. Trying to figure out where the water's running out. That's the bottom there. Oh, okay. All right. It's obviously a valve at the bottom that can get opened. That looks like something that could be controlled if one wanted to and keep the water in here. This little piece of dam with its rocks here, it's a rock dam, isn't leaking. That just looks like one could actually control it and keep it full if one wanted to. It's exactly the same as that one. There's another one, if you can see it at the bottom there. Good news is I know this mountain, so even this little bit of water, relatively speaking, will run into our main dam, our main supply dam. It's just got a far way to travel still. Nice little dam this. I bet you very, very few people know about it. It's just up here where Mark and Gary stay. Gary has told me that they've moved, and I suspect I know where. They had just put up themselves a tent there. Well, not a tent, they had a makeshift. When I say tent, don't expect like a brand new fancy export value tent. I'm talking about a makeshift piece of plastic on top of some wiring wood, wired up wood. Nice and muddy. Yeah, some nice water here. This little bit of rain we had last night has made a difference. And if things go well, our main rain has yet to come. Back on this road. Going to be open like this for a while, and then just now back into another piece of forest. Different kind, not pine forest, other stuff. Look at this. This is the water that's coming from that little dam there. Pretty. I wonder if I could get a photo of that water and that rock in the back. Sorry about the shaking. Into one. It's worth a try. I've tried. It's in. We'll see how it comes out. All of this has clearly been cut by the looks of things with a tractor or something. Stunning. It's even Stevens level here. Beautiful. Thank you guys. Here we go, off this road into here and make our way systematically down to the railway line. I love the smell of whatever this is. Maybe somebody would know. Just lovely scent, smell, whatever you want to call it. Not far from here, there's a place where I've seen a little bushbuck more than once before. Who knows if one may be lucky. Maybe we'll be lucky. This whole piece of path here was actually created by the Hillbillies Cycling Club. So yeah, if you've got a cyclist, don't complain. The mountain's not too full of them, and if it wasn't for them, we would not have been able to make a circle route today. We would most definitely have had to make a U-turn at a point. Yeah, maybe record now when I get back onto the railway line. Let's not slip. Could go back on the actual line if we wanted to, but I'm gonna go here where there's less wear and tear on your shoes. Runs parallel with the railway line. And it's prettier. One of the few pots that didn't burn 2.5 years ago. I just saw an awesome bird. An awesome bird. What was that? Green and red. Now red at the bottom normally means an Arsnaluri. But the green, I think it was an Arsnaluri. It was for a split second that I saw it. Yeah, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. I don't know if you can see it. They normally go in pairs. I'm gonna get my camera ready. Tried taking a photo of it. It was nothing. The bird was almost posing for me. This bloody point and shoot, Canon point and shoot I had. Just didn't want to know anything. Didn't want to come into focus. I don't recognize the bird. It's not a nice luri. Definitely not the same shape. Funny enough, also red at the bottom and green at the top, but it's not, that I can say with certainty, it's not nice and luri. Whatever it is, it's a beautiful bird. You don't see them down at the houses. You don't see it in the residential areas. So anyway, that was the walk. I wasn't going to record anything. I was just going to go for a walk like I normally do without any camera. Or I was gonna go for a walk instead of a run. And if I go for a run, I never take my camera. So I was close to not even taking my camera for this walk. And I thought, what the hell? Why not take it if you're going and put it on? Maybe one person will see this. And yeah, if you have watched it, stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you like more spectacular walks than this one, like the day before yesterday. So yeah, stay tuned.